Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Sally Talk. I wanted to take a minute before we go back to our regular live broadcast tomorrow to make an announcement. I'm really excited after much working on and figuring out in the midst of all of my injuries and everything else, which I'll give you an update on that. My website is done. So I'm really excited. I worked with Lindy Bostrom from Bostrom Graphics, and she's a friend that I've met through my networking, and she did a beautiful job. And so it now has everything. So it has links to my podcast. It has links to my Arbonne website. It has links to my newsletters to sign up for my newsletter. And this way I can set up a newsletter. I can create an email family, and then I can send out announcements and everything from my guests, my upcoming guests, and also any speaking engagements. So I was excited today because I went, I've been with Arbonne for 22 years, and there was a wave years ago where we had a product that was a progesterone cream. And so some of my friends who are listening would know this, that I became like the Erin Brockovich of women's hormones. And if you ever really want to know what I know, and unfortunately what my boys now know, no, it's good. It's good they know that about women. I know a lot about the hormones. And so I did so much research on it that I started getting up and speaking in front of people and Arbonne, and then in other things too. I ended up speaking, and I've done quite a bit of speaking, but I've gotten up in front of hundreds and hundreds of people and done all sorts of different trainings and things like that. So I really realized how much I loved it and how much I missed it. And so with Arbonne now, we have so many people now and so many people up in high levels that there's a lot of different people speaking, and hopefully when I at the next convention, I would love to be one of them. But I'd like to also do local things, and I feel like there are a lot of things under my belt, between my journey in parenting, my journey through grief, and then also my journey as an entrepreneur, as being a business owner. So today's speaking engagement that I did down in South Bay, I talked about networking and how, how we're all networking. And there's so many people now who are changing their careers and moving from where they used to work in an office or in some sort of, office environment, cubicles and things like that, around the same people all the time. And now all of a sudden they're deciding that they're branching out and they're going to start their own business or do their own thing. And then now they have to go out and they have to meet new people and network. And that's definitely something that I know a lot about because I've been doing that a long time. So it was really exciting to do that today, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm throwing my hat in the ring, and I'm going to see where that leads me, where I'm going to do more speaking, storytelling. My friend Stacy Demolsky and I are thinking about going around and doing some of those storytelling salons that are popping up around Los Angeles. So that'll be fun. So anything that I'll have coming up, I am going to put that on my website and on my newsletter. So I'm really excited about the website. So it is, and you'll see it everywhere. I'm going to post it everywhere on Facebook and Instagram. It's sally-talk.com. And that's it, sally-talk.com. So if you want to find out anything more about it or check it out, I'd love for you to see it and see what it looks like and sign up for my newsletter. The other thing that I was going to announce, I was going to give you a little update on my injuries. Again, thanks for everybody who's checking in. I'm doing my exercises, and the braces are kind of off, although I wear one at night, but maybe I'm ready to take it off and not wear it at night. It is so painful. Who knew how painful it would be to get those muscles working again? And it is, it's funny. And yet you have to be careful because you don't want to overdo. If you do too much, and those of you who've had injuries and you're kind of rolling your eyes at this, I never had an injury like this, so I didn't know. But if you do too much of the exercises, then you will pull them, and you could actually have a tendon like tendonitis or something, and you can end up getting an injury that way from the recovery. So I've had to be careful not to do too much, but then you have to do it or else you won't get your range of motion back and everything else. So anyway, so that process is still going on, but I'm much better now, and I can at least drive, which is so much better. And but my hand still feels like crooked, or it just feels like I'm like Luke Skywalker, and I have an extra hand that somebody put on my hand, and my brain isn't getting to my fingers right. I don't know. It's just like the strangest thing. So that's the update there. And so I am getting back to the weekly broadcasts, and we will have that starting tomorrow. So I'm excited to have Christy Schilling, she's runs a nonprofit called the Bark Avenue Foundation. And what that does is it's working with the, they're dedicated to animal welfare and protection. So they work with a lot of other nonprofit organizations, and it's, spay, neutering, vaccinations, bedding, and things like that. And pet food, emergency medical care, especially for the homeless. And so she's really inspiring, and she's very passionate about what she does. And we're going to have our episode tomorrow. And then on Sunday, if you can stop by, we're doing an event, and I will post the invitation on my Facebook page. We're hosting an event, and we'll have all the Arbonne Christmas products, and all the proceeds will go to Bark Avenue Foundation. So I'm excited about that. So there's a lot of things going on. I'm going to continue the grief series. I'm going to start that up again. Well, I'm going to do like one episode of the grief series a month. And so I just went to the Forest Lawn. Forest Lawn had an event and a seminar last, when was it? The other night. And I went to that, and it was very helpful. And I thought it was a really wonderful thing that they offer people who are grieving. What was interesting was that there are probably about 12 of us, all women. So if you know any men that are grieving, or any men that are going through loss, you really need to get them out and get them to something, because it always worries me sometimes that men don't seek help and don't look to talk about what they're going through. And it's really important that they do. And I think women tend to get together and talk, but men really need to reach out. So if you have a friend of yours, or you know someone who's going through something, Forest Lawn really has some amazing things. And they're going to have a big event in December 9th, where they host a Remember Your Loved One kind of holiday thing, so that this way you can kind of get ready for the holidays, or at least acknowledge your loved one during the holidays. Because even though I don't talk much about John much anymore, I do talk about him, and I don't want to stop talking about him, but it's a good time in the holidays for you to really just sit and focus. Our own church does a wonderful ceremony for that too. So I'm going to continue. I have a woman, Brianna, who's going to be on. She's somebody I've met through Instagram, actually, and she's going to be on a week from tomorrow. And she has her own podcast. It's beautiful. She really is very powerful. Her podcast episodes are really, really great. So anybody that you know that is going through anything, it's good for them to talk, and it's good for them to listen. One of the main things is that they think that they're alone and kind of their crazy thinking and their crazy behaviors, and it's not true. Once they hear that somebody else goes through that, they feel a little bit more normal, and that's good. Everybody's grief's different, but sometimes it's the same. That's why it's good to hear a lot of different journeys. And so I think that is all. So I'll be back. If anybody has any speaking ideas or companies that would like to have somebody come and speak, I can do motivational speak, how to live in gratitude. You'll see on my website all the different topics I can speak on. And I really want to get that launched, because I really do enjoy it. So thanks everybody for your support. Thanks for, hanging in there while I'm trying to figure everything out. I'm actually working with a media person, and she's great. And so I'll give you her information once I launch all that. But to work Instagram and to work all of the other things that go along with having this. It's something. It's a cool time right now. It's actually a really cool time. So if you can think of any guests, that'd be great. I would love to hear. If you'd like to be a guest and you have something you'd like to share, something coming up, please let me know. DM me on Facebook or Instagram. All right. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, a wonderful week. I'll be back tomorrow with Christy. And I think that's it. So bye, and talk to you later.